Hey everyone, Michael here bringing you a brand new video. This one is going to be a book review. I would love to talk about, I think, the most powerful book anyone can read when they first graduate out of college or when they're in college or at any time in their young lives. I think this book really set the stage for me and my success that I've had in life. It has really changed my perspective on many things that as a kid I thought were normal. So without further ado, let me talk about the book. So the book I'm referencing is The Millionaire Next Door. This is a book that is probably one of the most popular finance, self-help kind of books. It's been around for a long time. It's just a very, very powerful, well-written book. And just to kind of talk about some of the concepts it talks about how in America, especially countries like America that are really well off, you are raised by society to think that people who are rich, people that have $1 million of net worth or more, flaunt it. You know, they drive Lamborghinis, they drive the most expensive sport cars in the world. You know, they have yachts, they have boats, they fly first class all the time, they have private jets. You know, the list goes on and on. And what this book really shows is that's not the case. Most of your millionaires are right next to you, and you wouldn't even think that they are millionaires. You wouldn't even think that they are wealthy. And the book really does talk about the difference between wealthy and being rich. So being rich is somebody that has a lot of money but doesn't, have a high net worth. So somebody who is wealthy has a high net worth. They have a lot of assets. They have a lot of income producing assets instead of liabilities like flashy cars and boats and everything else. So one of the interesting things that it talks about is it'll go into depth on the brands of cars that millionaires drive, and the most common brand I believe was Toyota. But the cool thing about that book is it will really just change the way you view how money works, how people who have money think. You would think that they spend a lot of money. They don't, and that's what it really talks about. Is most of the people in the book, when it's talking about people that have money, that have wealth, they don't spend it. They live below their means, and they save money and invest in assets that pay them long term instead of things that lose money over time. So is the book a perfect book? No, I think it has opportunities around speaking to more around the middle class Americans. I think the book definitely references a lot of people who make a lot of money. It'll talk about people who make $250,000 a year, which is definitely not the average for any American household. So I think opportunities with the book, it's not like you read it and you live the whole thing. I think the message, though, you want to take from it when you read it is that millionaires, you don't know if somebody's a millionaire. It's like human nature to see two cars on the street, for example. Let's say somebody has a brand new Mercedes and then the car right next to him is a 1980s Toyota something, right? And the idea behind it is when you look at those two people in those cars, you're going to assume automatically that the person driving the nicer car is more well off. But that's not always the case, and that is the message in the book, is really trying to figure out, what makes rich people rich? How do they think? What are their habits that they do? And I think that is what's really awesome about the book. It has graphs, it has charts in it. You've got all sorts of different data in there that, the authors do a very good job at compiling data. But the best book that you can read right now, if you haven't read it, if you don't like reading, go ahead and buy the audiobook. Audiobooks are a great way to listen while you commute to work. It's a great book. It's going to change a lot of your perspectives in life on how money works. Can say the value of that could be, it's just unlimited potential on the things that you take from that book. It's really helped shape a lot of my financial beliefs, but definitely a really, really good book. Not perfect, but read it, take the messages away from it that you want, and go from there, guys. So quick book review. I like to do these here and there as I read more books. I have read this one a while back, but I wanted to really talk about this book first because I think this is the most powerful book that I have ever read. And I got to read it when I was in college, so I got that message a little bit earlier. But if you haven't read it, great book to read, guys. Like I said, audiobook. If you don't like reading books, go ahead and buy that, download that, and listen to that whenever you're in the car. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'll be doing another review on another book here sometime shortly, and I will let you guys know what I think of each book that I read. I'm really getting into the nonfiction side, reading more around self-improvement, finance, any books around those topics, and so I'll be sharing those with you here as I go into the upcoming videos. But like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.